Hey guys, so obviously everyone has been making videos about this topic and I thought I'd make my own video to be more optimistic about this whole situation. I'm not saying that I support this at all. I hate it. I really don't like that this is a thing now. But I want to show you guys maybe a more brighter side where maybe, this isn't the end of Pokemon. Because I've been just seeing a ton of videos of everyone saying that this is the end and all this stuff. I'm not trying to downplay this whole situation. It sucks, it's scary. But I want to give you guys some of my thoughts on why I believe that maybe this isn't the end of Pokemon. So if you don't know what I'm talking about the whole situation with CT scanning, packs, and cards and all that stuff. Like I said, I really hate that this is a thing. Yes, I'm an evil investor collector of sealed product, but I do not support this whatsoever. I think this is totally just not legitimate, and this is just going to be hopefully not a huge problem, but as it seems, it is pretty scary. There's a video, I guess, specifically that talks about this whole situation. His channel is called Wayne's Strange Brain, and the title of the video is called Digitally Peeking Inside a Pack of Pokemon Cards. Now, he himself isn't the one that actually owns the company that is actually providing the service right now. I think he just kind of already had the idea of, I guess, doing this whole thing, but he never actually shared it until now when the service by this company, which I hate, called Industrial Inspection, they are providing a service now where you can send in packs to get scanned. So basically, you can, I guess, look at the cards that are inside the packs, and that's kind of scary because you don't even have to open it. But I want to talk about my points on why I believe that this is not going to be the end, and I'm trying to be more optimistic. So the first thing I wanted to say is that modern is safe for now because CT scanning is really expensive. Now, obviously, there maybe are some, I guess, exceptions, maybe Evolving Skies or something like that. But if you go on their website and you see how much their services are, for 1 to 5 packs of scanning, you're going to be paying $75 per pack. And then 6 to 10 packs, you'll be paying $70. 11 plus packs, you're paying only $65. And for box scanning, I think like booster boxes and things that aren't just single packs, they're actually, I guess, not providing that service right now. But I want to talk about that later. But for now, modern is safe. So if you're buying, like, I don't know, maybe like, I don't know, anything from maybe, I don't know, maybe Sun and Moon, I don't know, maybe there's some cards in there maybe are worth doing it to, or some packs. But for more modern stuff, it's safer. Definitely vintage is going to be a problem. So that kind of sucks. But for now, modern is safe, at least in my opinion. The second thing is that boxes with more than 1 pack, like I said, like Elite Trainer boxes, booster bundles, or booster boxes, they seem safe for now, or at least safer. And this is the reason why I'm saying this. If you go like onto their website, they will say that about booster boxes or about booster kits and boxes, they say that while we are working on techniques for these products, they are exceptionally difficult to image. Capturing good data is easy, but evaluating the data is not. This is because the packs inside these boxes are not flat, which is necessary for viewing cards in a given direction. We can do it, but it's not user-friendly or visible to sell as a service to the general public yet. If you'd like to purchase this option anyways, let's talk. So you can see here, as for now at least, these boxes you see here are probably somewhat safe. So that's a good thing to hear, I guess. The next thing I wanted to talk about is, okay, we've obviously already seen problems with, people trying to make money off this hobby and being just scummy and illegitimate. And we can see that with resealing and weighing. But I want to talk about resealing first. So obviously, these CT scanning machines aren't cheap, but obviously there's services out there that provide it, so you don't have to actually buy the machine yourself. But think about this. When the problem with resealing really became like a thing, don't you think that at the time, don't you think it would have been easier for someone to be able to legitimately like figure out how to reseal boxes perfectly? And that didn't even become a problem. Like, obviously, there has been boxes out there that have been resealed pretty good, but for the most part, it hasn't become a huge widespread problem where people stopped buying boxes that were sealed. It just didn't become a thing. So now that there's this CT scanning thing, like, I feel like it might be the same thing where, with resealing, no one, like, when the whole reseal thing was a huge problem, like, people didn't just stop buying boxes. Obviously, people were more skeptical but it didn't become like a huge problem. So I feel like if it's going to get to the point where people are going to, try to be illegitimate and CT scan stuff, don't you think someone at this point would have probably figured out how to reseal boxes perfectly, like the factory? Like, I feel like since that hasn't even happened, hopefully this whole CT scanning thing isn't going to, turn out worse and actually, destroy the hobby. But I think that, resealing would have been way easier to figure out how to do perfectly than do the CT scanning stuff, at least just in my opinion. So that's just my opinion, because even after the whole, there's people still resealing, but even after the whole phase of people, resealing these boxes, people still continue to buy boxes. And an example of that, I guess, could also be like Japanese boxes, because the seals on those are perfectly clear. You can see here, like these are have Pokemon stamps. Obviously, this one doesn't, but people still buy these boxes, and you would have thought by now, someone would have been able to find out how to reseal these boxes perfectly. But Pokemon is fine. Lastly, I wanted to talk about this, and this is, I guess, another big thing where I feel like this is not going to be the total end. So you all know, like I mentioned before, weighing packs. That's an obvious thing that has been proven to work. Obviously, with more modern sets where there's other cards like in the trainer gallery or just other cards that aren't really valuable, it sometimes doesn't perfectly work out. But it's obviously like a known problem. Yet, even with weighing being a problem, especially with vintage and stuff, people still buy loose packs. So you can see there, like, obviously it's a problem. Like, why? First of all, I don't recommend you buying loose packs, just in my opinion. But like, if that was such a big problem, why do people still buy them? Like, don't you think that that would have just totally been like a thing that people don't do anymore if it's a known thing to happen, especially with vintage? With vintage stuff, there was no reverses, at least for some of the vintage products, right? Like Base Ed, Jungle, Fossil, like all this, there's no reverses. So don't you think that that would have been a problem? That would have caused people not to buy loose vintage packs, yet people still do it. So this is just a more optimistic take, because obviously everyone is being pretty negative, which obviously is granted, because this whole situation sucks, and I really hate that this happened. And yeah, it's just really terrible. Yeah, obviously though, I am an evil sealed investor collector, so obviously does maybe impact me, especially if this gets worse than it already is. But I'm trying to be more optimistic, and hopefully you guys can see what I'm seeing, and hopefully we can all just pray that this doesn't get too bad. So yeah, this really sucks, but I just wanted to talk about the more, maybe positive side, that maybe Pokemon is not going to end here, and I hope it doesn't. And hopefully the Pokemon company sees this problem and will do something in the future to protect their products from being scanned or whatever. I already feel that Pokemon should have already implemented this when the whole weighing problem came out. I feel like Pokemon should have added like weighted like stuff in their packs, like extra things that would make it impossible to weigh. Like, I feel like that's something they should have already done. Like, have maybe a piece of something or a card that has, of different weights so you can't weigh packs. Like, I feel like that should have already been a thing, right? Like, they should have done that. Also, like, I guess for resealing, I don't know why Pokemon really hasn't done anything, but I've seen on Japanese booster boxes, they've like had these cardboard, I guess, seals you have to pull off that you can't actually like put back on, like to open up the box. I feel like there's just a lot of stuff Pokemon could do to increase, I guess, security and just the other like, I guess, secondary market to protect people. But yeah, I guess that's all I have to say. But this is just a more positive side of this whole thing. So hope you guys enjoyed, and hope Pokemon doesn't go down.